Welcome back to the Catnip Podcast. My name is Grace and today is Monday, August 5th. This is a podcast about books, knitting books, baking, and cats, or some order of those things. But most importantly, knitting, because that is what I love to do the absolute most. If you'd like to follow me on any of my social medias, I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry, but I'm most active on Instagram, so please go follow me over on there, or any of the other places if you would like. Also, hopefully all the things that I will be talking about will be listed in the show notes, which will be on my blog. So if you're on YouTube, the link to my blog will be down below, or if you're already on my blog, everything is already there. In addition to that, I work at a yarn store. It's called The Modern Skein. It's in Montgomery, Texas, and I will leave all of the social media, website, all that jazz in the show notes, all the places. So if you want to come and hang out with us, if you are visiting or local, we would love that. Or if you are too far away and cannot, we have an online store you can check out our stuff. In addition to that as well, there's a new yarn store in Waco called Tree Co. It's opened and owned by my friend Allison. I haven't been yet, but I'm really excited to go sometime soon. But I know it is amazing. So all of that information, all of Tree Co.'s information will also be in the show notes, so please go check her out. And yeah, so that's just the normal introduction to the podcast, because that's what we do here, with slight variations from week to week. Sometimes I just forget altogether, and that's okay because it happens. This week is full of knitting. This week is full of knitting. Incredibly full of knitting, everybody. I got a lot done, and we have a lot going on, and I'm going on vacation. So next week I won't be here, but we'll get into that into the actual episode. So if you would like to grab something tasty to drink, or something to snack upon, something to craft upon, an animal to snuggle or laundry to fold, or something else chore-wise that you need to do around the house or apartment or wherever you may live, you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. I also apologize for the dryer you may hear in the background because I'm doing laundry as we speak, or as I speak to you. So, fun times. Let's just talk about some knitting, shall we? So, yes, in regards to vacation, Sam and I are leaving this coming Wednesday evening, and we are driving to Baton Rouge, and we will be spending the night, and then the next day we will be continuing our drive to Alabama, where we will be in Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, that area. We will be with Sam's family, my in-laws, because that's the natural connection and name of them, since Sam is my husband. Because that needed to be explained. So we'll be having almost a week-long-ish vacation. For us, we'll be there from Thursday to Tuesday, we are so excited. It's been a long time since we've had a really big vacation like this. The last time was in January when we went with my family to Colorado. So this time we're going to the beach. We are driving, like I said, which means lots of knitting time, hopefully maybe stopping at some yarn stores on the way back, which would be wonderful. I would really like that, but we will see if our schedule allows, because we will not be dividing up the day or the drive coming back. We'll be doing that all in one day, which is definitely possible, but it just depends on our schedule, so we'll see. So because of that, I'm going to be casting on new things, and I don't care. I may have just casted on a brand new shawl as well, and maybe a new sweater, which I'm going to show you in just a minute. But it's vacation, everybody. Treat yourself. Treat yourself to new projects, everybody. If you want to, do it. If you have free needles that you want to use, cast something on. Don't restrict yourself from knitting the things that you love. I also have a finished object, which counts as a languishing whip for July. I finished it on July 30th, which is pretty incredible. It's also my 12th sweater, so that's really awesome. Very excited about that, moving forward with that. If you are unaware, if you have not seen last week's episode, I am doing 19 sweaters in 2019, which sounds crazy, but I believe it is possible, so I'm going to try, and I applaud all who want to try as well. There are quite a few people who have decided to try their sweater numbers for the year, which I think is pretty awesome. So if you feel so inclined, we would love to cheer each other on, cheer everybody on if you're doing that. So yes, this is my no frill sweater by Petite Knit. This is knit out of La Bien-Aimée in the Pop Grunge colorway on her merino singles. I do have it all finished. It's not blocked. The ends are not woven in, everybody, but that's okay. I haven't taken pictures. It still counts. It's done. All the knitting is done, and that's what I'm counting as a finished object. My pile of sweaters to be actually blocked, ends woven in, and photographed has been growing significantly, and there are some that are still not taken care of since, or from, like, April, which is not great, but so what I'm thinking about doing, normally I don't have a problem with blocking. Normally I don't really put blocking off. So this is very abnormal for me, but I have no idea what it is, but for some reason I've just been putting it off, and so I think I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and have a blocking party. Maybe I should get Sam to help me, because he knows how to block things. He knows how I like things to be blocked, and all I need to do is just teach him how to weave in ends. Problem solved. He can be my photographer. Problem solved. He can help me through this whole process. It's great. Which I am not, I want to say that in a, I'm not going to be meanly taking advantage of this and his very kind willingness to help me. He is very, very happy to help me and is very, like, excited if I finish stuff. Because normally I'll, like, finish something and then go and try it on if we're watching something and won't say anything, and then I'll come back and I'm like, oh, look, my sweater's finished, and then he gets really excited. So he is very sweet to me in that regard. But he's just sweet in general, so we might have to have a blocking party together, and he helps me block my items because he doesn't have any items blocked. So that's cool. That might happen. So that is finished. Like I said, that was another languishing whip. So I got 2 done in July. They were 2 really big ones. They were 2 sweaters, which was, pat myself on the back for that one. Sweater number 12 out of 19. I feel pretty good about that one. And then also Stash Dash, I have been behind on counting my yardage, but I'm pretty sure I've either come close or surpassed it at this point. I need to do some research, but I also haven't taken pictures or anything, and so it's kind of hard to post and figure things out, you know. I would really like to maybe have a, ooh, you know what, if I get everything blocked tonight, I can get everything, or I can try and get everything photographed tomorrow, you know. That sounds pretty good. I might do that, although that seems like a lot. We'll see. It's just with packing and getting ready to go, it's just like, well, I don't want to pile my plate too high. So we'll see. I don't know. I would like to get that done soon. It's just a matter of blocking and weaving in ends. So, or sewing on buttons in some cases, which is a thing. I suppose no, I really want to take pictures with the buttons on. I think that's important. Oh well, we'll figure that out. Who knows? I was gonna say we'll see next week, but I won't be here next week. So, because we're coming back next Tuesday, I will not be here to record next Monday. So there will not be an episode next Monday or Wednesday when it normally comes out, just because I'll be traveling and I'll be on vacation. I thought about bringing my camera and making little snippets of stuff, but I would prefer to kind of have this as like a I don't want to have to worry about getting footage, and I don't want to have to worry about like editing it at any point, because I'm not going to be bringing my computer. So I apologize for that if you were looking forward to, not that I had already volunteered that as an option, but if you were hopeful that I was going to do that, I apologize. I don't think I will be doing that. But if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm sure there will be lots of pictures, so please go follow me over there so you can see the the footage, pictures from the trip over there instead of on the podcast. So, not next week, but the week after, I will see you guys. So, we're going very out of order. I apologize. I should have said that at the beginning, but then I went straight into my finished object because I was just too excited about it. I'm talking very fast today. It's probably because I took a power nap just before recording this. Well, not just before, but needed some energy, so I took a little power nap. Anyway, so moving on to works in progress. I have, let's save that one because that's the new cast on. So let's talk about this non-languishing whip. This is my current test knit, which is the Stash Buster pullover. I have divided for the sleeves, everybody. And I'm making my merry way through the body. And we can see it's a lot of color work. It's a lot of just same old, same old. It's pretty cute. I'm very excited, happy with my colors. And yeah, I'm just making my merry way through the pattern. The designer is Beatrice of Thread and Ladle on Instagram, and I believe also on Ravelry. She has really great patterns, and I'm excited to be test knitting this one as well. I have not gotten any yarn for this. This is all stash. And in fact, I've used yarn from previous test knits as well. If you recognize this brown color, this is from my Moondrip Swancho, which is now out, and also this one down here is also from my Moondrip Swancho, the little squares. There's old Christmas present yarn in here. There is old romance cardigan yarn in here. There's a poop ton of knit picks. Most of it is knit picks. But no shame at that, because it's great yarn, everybody. But I'm very happy with it. The neckline is definitely going to be dealt with at the end, because there are clearly some issues going on with how this looks. But that just has to do with increases and stuff, but it has been discussed in the testing group, and so we will figure it out. But good stuff going on, good stuff. Looking forward to finishing this, and just moving along with it. I don't know if this will come with me on vacation, just because it requires a lot of yarn toting around, but I really should work on it, so I don't know. We are driving, so that means I can bring as much as I want. That is the plus to driving. Also, we'll be driving my new car, so we'll kind of be like breaking it in. Not that I haven't been driving it already, but it'll be its first long road trip, a significantly long one because we're driving to Alabama. So yeah, I could potentially do that because I do need to keep on working on it, but I don't know. I don't know. These are the questions that knitters ask themselves. I could bring this, and yeah, I probably should. I don't know. We'll decide this later. There's so many things to be deciding later. Whether or not I'm going to be blocking stuff tonight, which projects I'm going to bring on the trip, I don't even know. So this project, moving along, this project is not a languishing whip, but it is maybe a month old. I don't remember. Do I have the pattern? Did I write on the pattern when I started this? And this pattern is all folded up weird. Where did I write the date? I didn't even write it on there. That's unfortunate. What's wrong? Okay. I'm just falling behind here because normally I write the date on my patterns if I've printed them. I will find it, I promise, I hope. If not, we will make up a date. Still no pattern is found, so we're gonna make up a date. I apologize. It's on my Ravelry page if you want to go find it over there. But I'm pretty sure I cast this on in June, maybe, July, maybe, I don't remember. It's definitely not a languishing whip, I do know that, and I have folded up all these pictures and now I can show you these pictures. So this is the Poppy Lux cardigan by Andy Satterlund, and she has really super cute like retro-y sweaters that are cropped and they're more fitted and they have fun design elements. Like on the back it's got this I don't know what that shadow is. That's kind of weird. Oh, it's the plant. That's what that is. I was like, what in the world is that? But yeah, so I have knit several of her patterns. Here's the front detail. I have knit several of her patterns before, but it has been many a year since I have knit her patterns. But I always love how different her construction is. It's just very odd, but in a good way. And it's a fun, like, I'm going on an adventure way. So my mom and I are doing this together. We are both using Quince & Company Chickadee. I think last time I said Finch, I was completely wrong. Chickadee, which is their sport weight, and I am using the color Belize. Fun times. I love Quince & Company, and I don't get to use them a whole lot, but when I do, I'm always reminded at how nice their yarn is. Almost done. So, this looks like a sweater, doesn't it? It totally does. This is what I mean by interesting construction. So as we can see here, this is the back. And this, therefore, must be one of the fronts because it is at the shoulder seam of the back. But when you hold it like this, it doesn't look like much. That's because the magic happens when you lay it out, where you hold it out flat, and then you can see what's going on and all the fancy bits and stuff. So I finished the back, and then I also picked up, obviously, for one of the fronts and started that. It's going along very quickly. I don't know if this will be one that I take on the trip. I haven't decided which ones. I don't know. We'll have a discussion about this in just a moment. So yes, this is Poppy Lux by, it's getting everywhere. It's very tangled. Andy Satterlund. And this is awkward to do it backwards because I'm looking at myself in the camera. There we go. And obviously it will be blocked. So I am quite excited about this. But yeah, I really like how like vintagey her patterns are, and they're just very clean lines, very classic shapes. I am excited. Very well written, very well explained, good pictures and stuff, and she's got a lot of patterns, and they are all so adorable, and I want to make all of them. So yes, that is another work in progress that is not a languishing whip. So, yes. In regards to language, excuse me, that was a frog in my throat. In regards to languishing whips, living in my other French Feel bag, which is turning into the Happy Bag 2.0 because of all these delicious, amazing, delightful. That's the word that I was thinking of, not delicious. But, I mean, I guess you could use it to describe this. I don't know. That was just a word that came out of my mouth. So we're gonna move on. And I have finished, not completely, but I have finished the body of my Zweig. And I've started one of the sleeves. So if we look at the pizza, this is where I saw, or I showed you guys last time. So I finished the body and I did the ribbing and I cast everything off. I picked up the sleeve, making my merry way on the sleeve. And yeah, this is the Zweig by Caitlin Hunter. The main, this color is Marfa by Madeline Tosh, and this dark color is the Cordovan color in by Malabrigo on the Malabrigo sock base. So I am so excited about this, everybody. I'm so excited. Did I mention I'm really excited, or so excited? Because I am so excited. For some reason, I don't know why, these sleeves have not been sleeve paradise. Despite the fact I am using my 9-inch circulars, these sleeves have been going very slowly, and I don't know why, and it's kind of frustrating. But we're not going to dwell on it too much, because nobody wants to get super frustrated and sad about their knitting. No. Also, I'm not about that. We're not going to talk about being frustrated or sad with our knitting on this podcast, unless it's really bad. But it'll be okay. You know what? It'll be fine. I'll get through it, and it'll be super cute, and I'll be so glad that I powered through. You might also be looking at mine, and you're like, why does the body look so plain? The original one had cables on it. Yours does not. I don't have them. It's just plain. I opted for no cables. Also, no cables on the sleeves either. They just weren't my favorite, and I knew that it would really slow down the process for me, and it probably would make it a little less enjoyable to knit the body, which I know is like not a super great excuse, and I should have done it, but I just really like the look of it without it. I like the look of it with the cables, but it just wasn't my favorite, and I decided not to. That is my reasoning, and that is what I'm sticking to. So, my Zweig body is done. My sleeve is very small. But, slowly but surely we'll get there, and then on to the other one, and then it will be done. And then it will probably sit in a pile of sweaters to be blocked and the ends to be woven in, and pictures to be taken, and then I probably won't wear it for a while, because it is incredibly hot. Incredibly hot. And I realize that we are going to a beach and it will also be incredibly hot there. But fall is coming, everybody. It's August 5th already. And before we know it, it will be Halloween. And it will still be slightly hot here in Houston, but it will starting to be getting cold. I guess I skipped September. Oops. Before we know it, it will be the end of September. Or Halloween, or whatever. You know, time has just been flying. So yes, my Zweig by Caitlin Hunter. Loving it. It will get done. This is a languishing whip. I cast this on for my birthday, so I cast this on in February of this year. And that puts it at the 6-month mark, which, what is it? I'm trying to think of the word. Defines it as a languishing whip, in my definition anyway. You are allowed to define your languishing whips however you so may choose, but mine is the 6-month mark. So, we will see. I'm also wondering, side note, speaking of languishing whips, let's talk about languishing whips for a moment. I am kind of wondering now that with my languishing whips goal, it was originally to get all of them taken care of and cast off, which not all of them are sweaters, so that kind of makes it challenging if I'm trying to focus on my 19 sweaters in 2019. So we'll see how that goes. I think once I finish my languishing whip sweaters after they're all done, I'll go back to working on non-sweater languishing whips, because there are still quite a few of them, but not a ton. It's significantly lower than what it was at the beginning of the year, and I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that one because I've been working really hard on this. Which, by the way, Diane of the Suburban Stitcher, she also decided to work on her languishing whips and try and get them done for the end of the year, and she has a certain amount of them that she wants to get done, and if she just works on a little bit of them every day, then they will get done. They have to get done, because slow and sure wins the race. But if you are a new viewer, thanks to her shout out and her podcast, thank you for coming over and watching my podcast as well. There are lots of languishing whips over here, and we will probably continue to talk about them for the rest of forever, because I will always have languishing whips on my needles, because I am very distracted when it comes to new yarn, new patterns, new everything. And I don't care. Life is too short to be sad about languishing whips or things that you are knitting. Which is why I'm casting on 2 new projects, excuse me, for my vacation. I have a notification. Hello. Oh, my mama's messaging me on Instagram. We send each other knitting projects on Instagram of things that we really like, and it's very inspiring, and that is what is going on. Now you know. Hehe. So, moving on with languishing whips. This is a languishing whip that is VV old, which, fun fact, small little random fact about me that you probably wouldn't know if I didn't text you quite often, or sometimes if I do say this, and that's kind of embarrassing, but I still say it anyway. We're just gonna accept it and move on. I have started referring to things, if it's very, very, or just one very, I'll just put V. And I realize that is quite a trendy thing to do. It's like writing LOL or whatever. Totes adorbs, whatever. The trendy slang, if you will. So yes, this project is VV old. Very, very old. And it's not that old. It's probably about a year old, slightly less than a year old, maybe 10 months, 9 months. Because I got this yarn, I got some of this yarn, or I got most of this yarn. How much of this yarn did I get? I got most of this yarn from the Modern Skein where I work. Also, fun fact, I just love this bag. It's got sushi on it. Like, can we even? I don't remember where I got this, and I'm very sad about it because there's not a tag. But, oh my goodness. What is this? I've had this bag for forever, and I just now realized there's a progress keeper that looks like a little sushi board. I just now realized that. I've had this bag for a long time. Okay, well now we know what we're going to be using for this project. Okay, this is great timing. Look at me go. We'll just pretend that I already knew about that. But anyway, yes, it's cute sushi. Very fun. Yes. So, that's living. This is the bag. And this is my Martimo. Another Caitlin Hunter. We're just very Caitlin Hunter over here right now. I have switched it over to my nice needles because I did finish the body of my Zweig. And this, it was decided to work on this next because Julie, one of the other girls that works at the Modern Skein, she just started a Martimo as well, and so it was kind of like, oh, well, I'll just pick mine up too and we can work on them together. It's very encouraging. Last time, I probably showed this to you, it was like to this brown stripe, so I've done all this past week. If not, it was a very short amount of time that I did this, because I mean, it's fingering weight, I'm knitting it on a size 6 and it just flies because I have my nice Chagu needles and those tips are really sharp and pointy and make me knit really fast. I love it. Also, I'm not sure where this came from, but it's one of my favorite stitch markers. Oops. I got this from Houston Fiber Fest from Amanda Hope Yarn's booth last year. Not this past year, or not this current 2019 year, but from 2018. My mom also got one, but she got the pink version with the sprinkles, and oh my goodness, that is so cute. I love it. And now I can add my little sushi board to mark my progress because I do love sushi. And how wonderful is that? Okay, so next time, hopefully when you see this, because I believe I will be taking this with me on vacation. So, we'll see. I need to wind up my other ball of yarn. Or I could just bring one and make it a goal of finishing the cake. Because who knows, since now I'm doing everything cropped and all my plans have changed, I'm not using as much yarn as I planned to in the first place, so who knows, maybe I will, I don't know, we'll see. So, yes, this yarn, I got the gray and the red from the Modern Skein, and the brown is very old Malabrigo stash, so. Yes. If you remember quite correctly when I was working on this before, this is Feather and Fan on the bottom, and the Feather and Fan very quickly became the bane of my existence because for some reason I could not understand it, and it was probably one of the most frustrating things in the entire world. Like the Sleeve Paradise thing. But this was legit causing me much distress because I could not get it, and my stitch count was always off, and I could not figure out why. Come to find out, I was definitely missing a very important yarn over in pretty much every repeat, and some knit two togethers. And so once I finished this Feather and Fan stuff and stopped right here, it's not a question why it went into hibernation, because I was so sick and tired of it. This is not a problem of the pattern, mind you. This, like, the pattern is clearly very well written. There are lots of people who have made this. It's just me when it comes to Feather and Fan, and I know Julie had some problems too, because Feather and Fan can be tricky, which you wouldn't think that, because it's one of, like, the most basic stitch patterns ever. But for some reason, it's just really challenging. So anyway, it's not the pattern's fault, it's just, it's very easy to lose track of stuff. So if you are counting and you're just like going along and you're like, I'm counting just fine, you may accidentally do an extra yarn over by out of habit or not. I think in my case, I didn't even read the entire line correctly, and so that's why I missed my yarn over, which is a really dumb reason to have this problem. But we're just gonna accept it and move on. Has been the theme of this episode this week. We're just gonna accept things and move right along. But yes, so I don't think I'll be making another one of these, just because I remember how much stress the Feather and Fan gave me. But I mean, who knows? I say that now, and goodness knows what will happen next year, because I really do like this, and I think it'll be super cute. So the brown is Malabrigo sock in the chocolate colorway. It was really old. I don't remember what exactly it was. The gray is Malabrigo sock in the pearl colorway, I believe. Excuse me. And then this is fancy. This is Hedgehog Fibers in the pheasant colorway on their sock base. So, just moving right along, making progress on the body. I'm in Body City right now, to use a term that must be made popular. It is such a good term. So yes, my Martimo by Caitlin Hunter. It will get done. I don't know if it'll come with me on vacation. It might. It very well might. But we will see. We will see indeed. Because I have options. I have options, everybody. And now it's in my little sushi bag. Thankfully it still fits in my sushi bag. I have the rest of it. I've got one more skein of the gray in the other bag with the pattern. But I just really like using the sushi bag. It's just so cute. Quick side note. I've been recording, just tootling along, and I was wondering why it was getting so incredibly hot in this room, and then I realized the fan wasn't on. Now the fan is on, and I feel much better. So, you gotta have that airflow, man. It's just, oh man. Ooh, now I'm getting kind of chilly. Because I was sweating, and it was now, it's the struggles. The struggles are real. Okay, so moving on, back to knitting. You don't need to know about the temperature in this room, but now you do, so yay. Anyway, so last week I shared with you some yarn for a brand new sweater that my mom and I are going to be knitting together. It's called the Oban Cardigan by Thea Coleman. It is an all-over cabled sweater, kind of like a fisherman's knit. We both got yarn from Knit Picks. We're using their Simply Wool worsted yarn, which is very, very wonderful. I am highly impressed. I'm using the Wilhelmina. Still unsure about that colorway, and I'm loving it, everybody. Oh my goodness. So you knit the pocket linings first. Ta-da! And like, how cute are these little guys? I whipped both of these up in probably about an hour and a half. It was great. Because also I'm knitting on a size 8. It's amazing. I love it. Okay. Let's not get too excited. We gotta stay focused. So these are the pocket linings. And so then I started on the body, and oh my goodness, everybody, there are so many charts. So many charts. But, and I have made several mistakes. You know, a mistake, that everybody knows what those are. A mistake in 2 of these main cables, and I'm not going to take it out because it's probably not going to make any difference and nobody is going to notice, so I'm not going to worry about it, because also I don't want to have to rip it out. I feel very strongly about that, clearly. So here's what I have so far. Do 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 do. Oops. Ta-da! Look at that beautiful cable. Right there. Look at that stitch definition. Can we even? Can we even? So yes, if you look closely at these 2 back here, I messed up. But we're just not going to look too closely because it doesn't matter. I really like the cable in the ribbing on the bottom. It's very interesting. I really like that design element. It's bottom up. It's knit all in one piece. You knit in the pocket linings as you go. I don't think I've ever done that before, so we're going to figure out how to do that when I get there. And then you continue knitting up, and then you knit the two fronts separately, and you knit the back, and then you seam these things, the shoulders, together, and then you do sleeves. You pick up and knit sleeves. And then there's a collar as well. And buttons. I'm very excited. So, this is wonderful. I am like very much enjoying this. It is very intensive. I don't think I will be taking this to work on anywhere else besides the apartment, just because it's very intense. Yes. But that's not to say that it's a bad pattern and is because the pattern's making it intense. It is a very, very well written pattern. It's very straightforward. All the stuff is very clearly labeled. It's once you figure out like what it's asking you to do, which doesn't take very long, but once you figure it out, it's like, oh, I'm fine. I got this. But it's still a lot of like following charts, and there's different charts for different parts of the section, of the back and the front, and cable repeats, and is this section garter stitch, is this section not garter stitch, is it reverse stockinette, I don't know. So it's a lot of moving parts, let's just say that. Or moving patterns, shall we say. And so I would prefer to keep this at home just because it is very intense, and I talk to myself the entire time, which I know there's nothing wrong with that, but it would be easier for me to not have to worry about it, because I know if I'm doing it at home, I am more likely to get things right the first time than I am if I was to bring it to work or on the trip or whatever, because I don't know, I could bring it on the trip. For card knitting. I could do that. I don't know. We'll see. Again, things to decide. I don't even know. I don't even know. There's too many options. So yes. My O-band cardigan by Thea Coleman. I'm so excited about this. And also, is this color not beautiful? Oh man. I just love it so much. So clearly I have finished the ribbing and I've started on the cabling of the body. We've got the cabled section on the front, on the side, on the back, back repeats, continuing side, cables on the front. There's cables everywhere, everybody. Literally everywhere. It's great. I'm very excited. It's also a great way to practice cabling without a cable needle. There are small cables, there's slightly bigger cables, so they're not too big, but they're definitely doable without a cable needle, which is really great, so I'm getting good practice at that. And yes, so I'm enjoying working on this. It's not, this was going to be, or is going to be on my 19 and 19. But I'm not going to push myself to get it done anytime soon. Like, I would just like to wear it when it gets cold. So, I've got plenty of time for that. I'll finish all my other sweaters in the meantime, because they're all fingering weight. You know, because I really do think they are. I laugh about that now. I think they actually are all other fingering. Oh no, I have a DK weight one coming up. That's a test knit. That's exciting. More info on that later when I get more info and can share it with you. So exciting. Anyway, so really loving this. If you're into cable cardigans and you want something very adventurous, I would highly recommend it because Thea Coleman writes wonderful patterns. Yes. So, I've been rambling on for a long time. I told you there was a lot of knitting, everybody. Told you there was a lot of knitting. So, we're going to get into the fun part now. Not that the other part wasn't fun, but this is even more fun because this is project planning, everybody. Project planning! And it's just a matter of which ones, or all of the above. So, yes. I knew that I wanted to cast on new stuff for the trip. Wasn't sure how many items or which ones or what, but I have a like a bookcase that's got glass sides and glass doors on it. That was my grandparents', and I have yarn that has a project that will stay that project. Or special skeins of yarn that I want to put together with something that may also be in the case. So I went to that case and I was like, okay, this is happening. I'm going to pull out these ones that I'm just really excited about, or the ones that I've saved for like a summer thing or whatever, and I just really want to do this. So I pulled them all out. Not all of them. I just pulled out. Hello, this is a big truck going by. You're very loud. Okay, sorry. I pulled them all out and I laid them out on my floor and asked around, got some knitting opinions about which ones I should bring, and I've narrowed it down to 2 shawls and for sure a quick sweater. So, let's do the sweater first. So, whoopsies. Yarn's just falling all over the place, everybody. So also the this case where this yarn is also kind of like a special yarn. So I've saved it, or I've like waited and saved for it, or it came from Houston Fiber Fest, or it was a gift, or it was a Christmas present, or it was like a stash that I've been waiting to figure out the perfect thing for. And so it's a very like my trophy yarn case, shall we say. It's very, like, everything is very special. So everything has a story or a memory or something, and I think that makes the project even more special, and it made the process of picking this out even more special. So yeah, so now you know a little bit more about this. So I'm going to be using this skein, which is Skein Queen yarn, which is hand-dyed in the UK. This is more yarn that my mom, or actually both my parents, they both went to Loop in London, and my mom picked out this skein for me. This is in the Neon Lovebirds colorway on the Tweedor base. So clearly there's some Tweedy in there, and I'm so in love with it. This was a skein I didn't really know what to do with because I really loved the color, but I didn't know what to pair it with that would like still keep this like as a POW. And because I was having a hard time finding like the right gray to go with it, because I knew gray would work, but I then realized that I've also been wanting to make a ranunculus, however you pronounce that, really badly. And so when I thought of that, I was like, ooh, this would be beautiful. This would be a great fall sweater. It would be a super fun summer sweater as well. It would look incredible with jeans. It would look amazing with black. It would look amazing with other colors as well, like navy. Oh my goodness. So this is getting wound up. And this is going to be a ranunculus. And who knows, I might get it done and we might have a finished sweater in 2 weeks because it's knit on size 10s. And I mean, I'm just really excited. I will be doing the short sleeve version obviously because I only have 1 skein, so it takes 1 skein of fingering weight depending on the size that you are making. But I believe it's 1 for a lot of the sizes. And then depending if you're making it short sleeve or long sleeve. But I am so excited about this, everybody. I've been like, this has been the mystery skein just because I didn't know what to do with it, but I was special because I love the tweed and I love the red and the pink and the black and the, like the purpley, and I was like, what is it gonna be? I don't know. And now I know. So, very excited about this. Very, very excited. So yeah, Skein Queen, Neon Lovebirds, fun times are ahead. I think, oh yeah, I am. Yes. Yes. So I have this lightweight sweater that's gonna hopefully get done. It'll be really great if it got done. And then I narrowed it down to 2 shawls. And this is quite the conundrum, because also there's the fact that all of these are gonna get done. It's just a matter of when, and is this going to be a vacation item. Both of these are special for different reasons. So this will be a somber shawl by Sylvia McFadden. I've wanted to make one of these for a very long time. I got this yarn from Houston Fiber Fest this year. I went in knowing that I wanted a neon and a black, and I came out with a neon and a black. And it's just like, I can't even with how incredibly amazing this yarn is. This is her Aussie Extra Fine Single, so it's like, it's so soft. And this is the Spring Fling colorway. And then this one is the same base in the charcoal colorway. And this is just so bright the camera's blowing it out. But, so this is an option. I would really like to do this. This is knit on a, I think I would knit this on an 8. Because it's very open and very drapey. Maybe a 7. I don't know. We'll see. So that's one option, and then the other option is I've been saving this for a very long time. This actually comes from 2 different Europe trips that my parents have made, different years, many years in between, I think. And so finally these 2 skeins of yarn have come together to make what I will call my peanut butter and jelly shawl, because this yarn from La Bien-Aimée is the peanut butter and jelly colorway, and it's not really showing up very well on camera, but believe me when I say it looks like what you would believe like grape jelly and peanut butter would look like together. And then this is the Uncommon Thread in the BFL Singles in the Golden Praline colorway, and it just screams peanut butter. And together, like, oh my, I am very excited about this. So this will be the right around the corner shawl, which I want to do many times. I have many 2-color combos to make this shawl because it just looks so amazing. But it's basically like a triangle, and then you pick up along one side, or I think the triangle is actually, or the asymmetrical main body is actually striped, and then one of the sides is done in one of the colors, and then the other side, kind of in a log cabin fashion, is in the second color. So I think it would be so fun. I love it. So the real question is just, which one do I do? Because I don't know. I don't know. Because I really want to do both of them, but I don't want to do too many, because I really want to, like, I want to work really hard on one of them. But I'm getting a call from an unknown number. That's great. I'm podcasting, don't you know this? Please leave me alone. Anyway, but I don't want to bring too many projects that I don't get enough work on them, on all of them, because I would like to bring the right amount of let's think about this before we start talking, and then that way we can form a well thought out thought. I would like to bring the right amount so that I can feel good about the progress that I get on all of them. So I can work on all of them, whether they be languishing whips or new ones or whatever. So yes, we'll be gone from Wednesday night to Tuesday, the following Tuesday. There'll be a lot of car time. There will be a little bit of nighttime driving, which I can do easily. Just because if it's something plain, that's great. There'll be beach knitting. There'll be, I'm sure, like, touring around knitting. I don't know what all is going to be happening, but if I can bring my knitting to it, I will do it, and I'll be knitting there. Because I am that knitter. And I know I'm not alone in that fact. If I'm going somewhere and I know I can knit, I will be knitting. So what my thought plan was, as of, not last night, but the night before, Saturday night, my thought plan was that I would bring 2 new cast-ons, so one of the shawls, and then the ranunculus, and then maybe 2 languishing whips, depending on how far along they were. Because I was thinking about bringing like the Martimo and my Zweig, but then I realized that my Zweig sleeves would probably get done pretty quickly, and then I would be like, ooh, but you know what, I could do that and I get that done really quickly, and then I could work on the Martimo, and then I could work until I ran out of yarn, and then I could dedicate all my time to new stuff. That sounds like a good plan. And then also bring my test knit to work on occasionally. Ooh. That sounds like a good idea. I do like that idea. I need to look and just see what other sweaters I have on the needles currently, and see if there are better ones or ones that would work well in the car situation, because, or even nighttime driving. Good mindless ones that I can take advantage of, like just sitting and not doing anything else. So if it's something that's very long on small needles or something like that, like my Seebogger is probably really good for that. So I'm sure there'll be an Instagram post when I figure this out, so don't you worry. You will find out what I decide, and there will be pictures for sure. Don't worry. And I know when this goes up, I don't know. I might post a picture beforehand on Instagram, because I need help. I don't know which one to do, everybody. I'm heavily leaning towards this one for the fall, but I also love this one with my whole heart so much. I mean, I love this one with my whole heart too, but I just don't know. I have to think about it. I don't know. So I could ask you your opinion, and you can leave me your comment and your vote, but I think by the time I get the comment and the vote, I will have probably already wound my decision up. So I don't know. That's not very helpful of me, I know. But like I said, they'll both get done. This will for sure be a somber shawl, and this will for sure be right around the corner. It's just a matter of when and is it now, which is basically the same statement. Being very redundant over here. So, I don't know. So yes, these are decisions that I will be making. I'm not worried about the clothes I'll be packing, or beach towels, or sunscreen, or anything else. It's just the question of which projects, how many projects, which new ones, do I have the needles, when do I need to print the pattern, am I bringing a paper pattern, am I doing it on my Kindle, I don't know. I know I'm not the only one. I know I am not the only one who does this. Knitters out there can relate. We're gonna accept it and move on, because I'm a knitter and that is what I do when it comes to trips, so no shame, no shame. So that is all the knitting that I have to share with you. That's all the yarn that I have to share with you. Languishing whips, new cast-ons, test knits, finished objects. We had it all today. It was a big episode. And who knows what I'll get done with a week off. Let's hope for big, amazing things. But I'm not going to set any goals for myself, because it's vacation and I'm not going to worry about it. You know? It's going to be time off. It'll be a break. I won't be recording anything. I'll be taking Instagram pictures. I'll be knitting away. I'll be reading. I'll be laying on the beach, watching dolphins. Getting a tan, hopefully not a sunburn, because that happens a lot. I'm gonna do my best not to get a sunburn. and just enjoying family time with my in-laws. I'm so looking forward to the car ride with Sam. I know that sounds kind of weird, just like it's a long drive and enjoying car time, but I'm really looking forward to it. He's looking forward to it too, and it'll be fun for the both of us and for everybody involved. It'll be a blast. And who knows what knitting I will bring. I don't know. I just don't know. Decisions. This is a thing. Side note, as a 9 on the Enneagram scale, as a 9, I do not make decisions well. I shy away from making decisions, especially big decisions and really any kind of decisions. Whether it be what do I want for lunch to what knitting projects do I want to bring, or what kind of couch do we want from IKEA, or any kind of decision I don't like. So I'm trying not to let this decision be very overwhelming because it's a fun decision. So we'll see what I decide, because I do have to make the decision. It is my decision in the end. I just might get a lot of opinions from other people to help me decide. But there's no shame in that because I love knitting opinions. So, thank you so much for watching this episode. It was kind of all over the place, but I appreciate you sticking with me and seeing all my knitting progress. I hope you have had a wonderful weekend, and I hope you continue to have a wonderful week. If you have crafty plans, I hope that they are successful. And next week's crafty plans, since I won't see you, or you won't see me, I'm looking at a camera and not you. But I hope that you get all the crafting done, whatever you so desire to do. I hope it is successful. I'm not setting any goals. I'm just going to work on stuff. I'm just going to make progress, and it'll be great. I'm not going to worry about it. It'll be awesome. So, since I'm not recording anything, if you like to follow me on Instagram, I'll be posting pictures, of our trip, my yarn, my projects, all that jazz. So please go follow me over on there if you want to stay updated while we are gone. There's also Instagram, or I already said Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry. So please go follow me over on there, but Instagram will be where all the vacation stuff is. Yarn store stuff will also be in the show notes, in addition to all the stuff that I've talked about. So please go to my blog, which is where it is. If you're on YouTube, the link to my blog will be down below. Yes, so I've been recording for over an hour now, and I think this might be a very long podcast, so we're gonna start editing it and see how long it is, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you for sticking through and watching the whole thing. I appreciate it. Every single one of you. The likes, the comments, the subscribes, the Instagram follows, all that jazz. You are awesome. So, with that, I hope you guys have a wonderful next 2 weeks, and hopefully I will come back with a lot of progress done and finished sweaters maybe to show you. I don't know. But just fun knitting all around. I'm sure fun stories and pictures to share. So I hope you have a wonderful 2 weeks, and I will see you guys when I see you guys next. Bye!